Hey folks, Tito, Jeff Fetoff here with the Buckeye Blitz. Follow me on Twitter @FitHappens. Download the FanStream Sports app. It's absolutely free for Apple and Android users. Round-the-clock programming. Take it with you anywhere you go. Lots of new shows we're adding all the time. Great new programming all the time. Make sure you go download the FanStream Sports app. It's free. Go to fanstreamsports.com. It's our new website, up and running now, and lots of great things on there. And then also go to the FanStream Sports Facebook page and listen, like, subscribe to all of our stuff. We're FanStream Sports, powered by DSP Media. Big one for Ohio State this weekend. First real road test for this team. I guess I should say first road test because the first road game of the season. But it'll be a big game in Husky Stadium in Washington as they take on the undefeated 4-0 Washington Huskies. It's not going to be an easy environment. Washington's a very tough place to play for other people I've talked to who have played there. And Washington's hyped for this. Look, every time Ohio State plays anybody, especially when they're the number one team in the country, it is a huge game. And the opposition always gets up for it. So big test for Ohio State's offense and Julian Sayin. Sayin making his first road start after having if you look at the way the season started for Ohio State, it was a pretty good way to start things off as far as winning the first game against a very good Texas team. Tough game to start things off, faced adversity. Offense had some struggles, but still pulled out the win 14-7. Second game against Grambling State, they rolled Grambling State 70-0 and was never challenged, and they played a nearly flawless game there outside of a pick by Sayin and a fumble late by Bo Jackson. We'll talk more about Bo Jackson later on. And then the third game against OU, Ohio State gets the win and didn't play a perfect game, but now had the week off. They call it improvement week, not the bye week. It's improvement week before they take on Washington now here. So Sayin, like I said, he's already played a big game. The game against Texas was a very big game, and this one will be important. It'll be tough because of the environment. But what I like about this matchup is that he has an experienced offensive line and an experienced center specifically in front of him. So the crowd noise will be a factor. But like I said, I think on another show I said this also, but I would much rather have inexperienced quarterback, experienced offensive line, than inexperienced line, experienced quarterback. Think about that if it makes sense, because you're going to rely on the center to make a lot of different calls as far as blocking schemes go. He's going to lean on the offensive line quite a bit anyway, but I like the way this sets up for Ohio State in that regard. It's going to be interesting to see how the running game goes, because Bo Jackson is, in my opinion, I don't know if you can argue it's not, he is the back with the most upside on this team. And I want to see, after having the improvement week and having time to put in the game plan and everything, if they will lean on him more than they have so far this year. I know C.J. Donaldson's got experience. He's certainly a threat near the goal line, and he's got some big play capabilities. But Bo Jackson's just something different. You see that guy run, it's different than anybody else. The wide receivers will be the wide receivers. Washington's defense is a little bit dinged up. If their defense is not healthy, then you're going to see Ohio State take advantage of that, and Ohio State could end up blowing them out in that regard. I don't expect much pushback from the Washington defensive line. I think Ohio State's offensive line will hold just fine. It's just a matter of playing mistake-free football is what Ohio State's going to strive to do. You'll still see Jeremiah Smith have his game, Carnell Tate. I mean, all these guys. It's an assortment of weapons for Ohio State. Max Clare should have another big game as well. You got Brandon Ennis. Gosh, I keep going on and on with these guys. But nonetheless, I think the offense will be just fine. Defensively, Washington has got Damon Williams, who is a dual threat quarterback. Ohio State's defensive line is much better than Washington's offensive line, and I think Ohio State will end up putting a lot of pressure on Washington's passing game, on Washington's backfield, and that's going to cause Damon to probably run a little more than he wants to. I know they have designed runs for him, but there'll be some forced runs as well, and that's probably Washington's really their best chance to move the ball against Ohio State is with the legs of their quarterback. I don't think they'll be able to pass the ball successfully against Ohio State. The Buckeyes have got the best defensive backfield in the country. I don't care what you say. Go to hell, Notre Dame. I don't mean go to hell literally, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Ohio State's got the best defensive backfield in the country. So, it's like it'll be a nice win for Ohio State. The spread, it's been interesting how the spread has gone. It opened up, I believe, at around 13.5. And I think now it's down to 8.5, maybe even 7.5 in some places. So there's a lot of money going on Washington in this one. I saw Rick Neuheisel, former Washington coach. He picked Washington to upset Ohio State in this one. I don't see that happening unless Ohio State absolutely implodes on the offensive end. I just think Ohio State's got too much firepower for Washington to contend with. And what's going to happen is Ohio State, if they get out to the lead that they want to get out to, it's going to force Washington to try to throw the ball, and that will lead to trouble for the Huskies. So 3:30 game Eastern time. Buckeye fans like that. They wish it was more of a home game at 3:30 than a road game at 3:30 with all these noon games we've had here. But anyway, my prediction, I think Ohio State's going to win. I think they're going to cover the spread as well. I could say like a 37-14 kind of game, maybe something like that, maybe 42-14. I think they'll cover rather easily. But nonetheless, it'll be an interesting challenge for Ohio State from the start because it's their first road game, the first real road test for Julian Sayin as well in a hostile environment. But I look for Ohio State to end up getting the victory very comfortably in this game. That's it for Buckeye Blitz. I'm Tito, Jeff Thidoff. Follow me on the X, on Twitter, @ThitHappens. Download the free FanStream Sports app and get all of our great programming. We'll talk again after the victory on Saturday. Take care.